So before we get into this video, I did want to say the sketches are definitely in real time because I see a lot of people do art videos and I see a lot of artists get discouraged by stuff. And like, even though this isn't really about the art, like if you come for the art, don't think like, oh, I can never be that good. Anybody can do it. But I just want to show you how long it takes because like some people makes it look like it's super quick and some people can draw super quick. I'm not one of them. With that said, enjoy the video. I've been debating whether I would make this video for a while now, and I'm trying to figure out like what finally pushed me to like go ahead and make it, like commit. And I'd say it's a culmination of a kaleidoscope of things, but the biggest is like how many cares I have left, and I can't really say I have any. And if I do have any, like they're few and far between. And like thinking about it now, like the only thing I really have is like anger and regret. So this isn't for like who's ever watching. Like you can watch it, skip it, I don't care. It doesn't make any difference to me. Like this here is like a blow off valve. Like the diamond's been made and the chamber's cooling. And I refuse to go see a psychologist to talk through my, problems. Because like number one, I got enough voices bouncing around my head, so I don't need another person's voice reverberating through the folds of my gray matter. Like just don't. And secondly, when I sit back and actually reflect on the problems, if you can call them that, like they're not really major. That's why I don't want to call them problems. Like I'm healthy, I make decent money, I'm shopping for a car, I'm saving for a house, and like all of this is going well for me while things are getting obviously and objectively worse for other people. Like it's getting harder out here. Like it's obvious. And so by economic metrics, like I should be extremely grateful or at least content. But like it's crazy because when I was homeless, man, like couch surfing and sleeping under bridges and in abandoned buildings and just like running the streets, I was way happier. Like my days were probably just as full as they are now, but the content was like completely 180. I did just whatever I wanted to do. Skate, go do some tagging, like make a little art, you know what I'm saying? Like sell some art so I could like have money for food or the train or whatever. Like go hit the museums. I would just wander the city. I could literally go take a nap in the park like a cat in the middle of the day, and it was amazing. Like what I was doing, I provided zero utility to society, and like my art, yeah, it had a little economic value. Like somebody might feel good, like, oh, I helped this like dingy looking kid, like, I don't know, you know what I'm saying, survive on the streets for another day. So maybe I made somebody feel good. If you're out there feeling good because you gave some little black dude inside like money for some art, I appreciate you. Just know that. But what else, man? Like I was happier. That's what it was. Infinitely more happy. Way, like indescribably way more happily than I am now. And like thinking about it, that could be, me looking at everything through rose-colored glasses. Or that could be the way the events methylated in my DNA and encoded the memories of my drug-addled mind. Like, who knows? All I can do is like compare that time to now and say, like, without a doubt, I was happier then. And I want that happiness back. And I think the reason I was happier then is obvious. Like, unmoored from all my burdens and illusions, I was set adrift in the sea of life. I experienced like the purest form of freedom I could. You know what I'm saying? Did whatever I wanted to do. But then the ground got hard. And the winds got cold. And I decided to return to the comforts of civilization. And like, I tried to maintain as much freedom as possible. You know what I'm saying? So I started like my own little business. I started doing graphic design for people. And it went good, even though I started it up on a shoestring budget. But it was like right before 2020, and we all know what happened in 2020. So with people being so unsure of the future and stuff, obviously like nobody wants to invest in their business. They don't know what's going on. And it's like, well, okay, I guess I'm done with this. Now I have to find another way to survive. And so like fortunately or unfortunately, depending on your outlook, like where I'm at, I wasn't too big on lockdowns. And so I got a job doing Hercules' 5th labor, like every day. And if you know the story of Hercules, you might not know the labors in order, but the 5th one was the Aegean stables. So basically I was shoveling shit 12 hours a day. It was nice. For minimum wage, smelled fantastic. Cleaning up vomit. Getting bit by dogs that don't like you. Watching dogs, having to deal with ungrateful customers. Marvelous life. Like going from doing whatever you wanted to do to scrubbing floors in an 8x8 room that smells like dog and cat and piss every day. Going home at the end of the shift, getting your little check. Living in your parents' spare bedroom. Amazing. But that kept up for a couple months. Then I'd try and network because I was still doodling. I never stopped drawing. I've been drawing since I was a kid. I'll never stop drawing. But I would try and network, to get stuff going. And wasn't nothing really coming of it. But a few months went by. I can't remember if it was months or a year. Who knows, bro? Time is irrelevant to me at this point. It all blurs together. But I do remember, after doing it for a while, I ran into a guy, and he wanted a mural done in his business. And so we made that happen. And the first time I did it in there, like I said, I could draw, and I had been tagging and stuff. But he wanted his logo done as a mural. And so everything I usually do is freehand. And I freehanded his logo, and it was lopsided. So the dude was irate. You know what I'm saying? But I really love making art. So it was don't worry about it, bro. I'll square it away. Went home, did some research, figured out how to solved it, repainted the whole mural. You know what I'm saying? Dude loved it. Grade A. Raved about it. Yo, call you back for another one. I ain't never got that call. I ain't worried about it. But I'm sure if he wants to call me or when he's ready to call me, the dude will call me. But that feeling, networking, getting the gig, setting everything up, doing all that yourself, not having to be responsible to anybody, oh, you got to be here at this time and do this job that I tell you to do, being your own man, bro, there is no better feeling than that. And I want it back, but things ain't been working for me. So at least I'm no longer, shoveling dog poop. I'm moving up in the world. I went from landscaping to manufacturing plastics to, automotive manufacturing. And now that's what I do. But it's still not art and it's still not murals. And along the way, I think the funniest thing about it is I've become more and more antisocial. And it's not I just hate people. It's just when I went through that time period, I just wasn't interacting with people. It was just a very lonely period. So I got used to being alone. And now when I talk to people, it's if we're not doing anything for each other, why are we talking to each other? Which may be a very callous way to interact with other people. And I wish I wasn't that way, but that's the way it turned out. You know what I'm saying? So I try to, be a conversationalist and be polite with people, but I find people have these facades and personas, and the way people talk around things without saying what they really mean is very weird to me, and it irks me. So I don't like conversations. So basically I'm tired of everything in my life. I work for somebody else. I make them super rich. You know what I'm saying? They get to pursue their dream and their goal, and meanwhile, my fruit rots on the vine. And it's funny because we talk about celebrities selling their souls and being sellouts, but we're all sellouts. Every day we're sellouts. Unless you own your own stuff, you're a sellout. You wake up, you go to a job you don't like, and every 2 weeks you get a reminder that you spent time doing something you didn't want to do. And so you use a piece of that reminder to go try and buy a hit of dopamine. And then you get online and you try and forget about your problems, so you look at other people's problems. Then you argue about things that don't even matter. Pretty much you just find time to waste time all the time, so you don't have to think about how much your life sucks. And I'm tired of doing that. Like, and if I'm tired of it, I know other people are tired of it. And so, like, the question becomes, like, how do you fix it? Which, it's simultaneously the easiest and hardest thing to fix. Because, like, on paper, it's simple, right? Like, hey, just do the right thing to achieve what you want to do. That's it. Just Spike Lee it, bro. But what is the right thing in that situation? Like, if everyone always did the right thing and we all knew exactly what to do, like, the world would be drastically different. But it sucks. So obviously, a lot of us don't know what we're doing. And so, like, how do I put this? Basically, even if you do the right thing, though, like, it's like this. Say you do the right thing, right? Like, the execution is the hard part. So you figured out the right thing to do. But sometimes you feel cheated when you do the right thing. Like, the universe is fucking with you. At least I do. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes the right thing to do is, like, the wrong thing for you, in the sense that, like, you will be worse off in your situation doing the right thing. Like, I don't know, say somebody dropped a briefcase with $50,000. Right thing is to, like, hey, somebody needs that briefcase with $50,000. The wrong thing would benefit you greatly. Like, bro, this is a come up. You know what I'm saying? That people would be like, oh, don't look a gift horse in the mouth, take it. And, like, that's because as a society we become so degraded. Like, you know, you'd want somebody to give you your money back, and you know, like, somebody should give you your money back. And we can argue, like, we everything has become so muddled and like, oh, well, it's a moral gray area. It's not, bro. We just let that shit slide, and, like, this is where we've got. So, like, think about it. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, as a species, we swear we're so smart, but, like, let an alien come land and just check us out for, like, 5 minutes. You'd be like, bro, this is the dumbest species ever. Like, we have this giant labyrinthine mechanism we built that we call society. It meters our interactions with each other, and we've lined its walls with all kinds of, like, feel-good euphemisms and, like, garbage advice. Like, we call it a meritocracy. We know it's not. We say kindness is a virtue, and that goodness and, like, rightness are, like, their own just rewards. But how often do you see the person that just does the right thing get their just desserts? Like, it's very debatable. Like, humans have become increasingly selfish. And if kindness and goodness were rewarded in the same sense that, like, selfishness and a domineering spirit are, like, we'd probably be on the right path. But, like, what path are we on? Exactly. Like, the stuff is screwed up, man. But, like, what's weird about it, though, is, like, a lot of people keep doing the right thing. Like, they persist. And I think it's because, like, personally, I don't want to say that, because I do, like, even if I believe I'm coming to a point where I would have the capability to do evil to people, and I don't want to any longer. But, like, say the average person gets those same connections that those people in the halls of power have. Like, you're not telling me there's no way that nobody wants to just commit nefarious acts because they know they can get away with it and increase their whatever's good for them, their standing, their wealth, their health, whatever, increase whatever they want to increase while everybody else gets less. And, like, my biggest problem with it is, like, so, like, if you do it at the bottom, like, people, like, at the bottom do crime, like, they're punished. Like, I've done some things I shouldn't have done in my life, and I've had to pay for it, and that's cool. Like, it is what it is. But my problem is, like, then I have to, like, turn on the TV and see, like, corrupt people, like, get to run a government and, like, run up, like, deficits and stuff. It's like, wait a minute, bro, I gotta pay my bills. Why ain't you gotta pay bills for the country? Like, and it makes me mad. That's what it is. It makes me mad that other people are shielded from the repercussions of their actions when I'm forced to face my consequences head on. And the only difference is my standing in society. Like, the class that I'm in, where I exist in the stratosphere of society, or the strata of society. And so, like, it makes me irate. Like, it really makes me irate. And I know if I'm mad about it, like, other people have to be irate about it. And, like, so it boils down to, like, yeah, this is life, but we ain't living. We might be existing. And, like, we have, like, freedom in the sense that, like, that propagandized sense of the word. But, like, go outside and try and kill a deer and throw it in your freezer, bro, without, like, talking to the game warden, or go get you a gator without getting some tags and watch what happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, this system does its best to lock everything behind a paywall and then, like, give you the garbage version of it. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't even give you the good version of it. So then you pay for it, you're still mad about it. but it does everything to like parasitize you so it can grow. And like that's what's happening. And like it doesn't matter how productive we become as a society. Like there's a chart I remember seeing, like productivity and like income increased like in line up until like some certain point, but then like productivity started taking off, but income gains did not. And it's like, would I want to be a billionaire? Like, yeah, I think that'd be cool. But it's not even about the 3 G's. Like, forget the girls, the glitz, the glamour. It's like, it's more about like, bro, I want to be able to do cool stuff. I can't do anything. Like, it'd be amazing to meet the Amazigh, or like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you feel un poquito macho after you climb Machu Picchu. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think what I'm trying to say at the end of all this is I feel cheated, bro. I feel cheated. I wasted time I could never get back doing things that are like unimportant with forgettable people because I simply wasn't taught how to build a foundation for a truly fulfilling life. And I can't blame my parents. Like, they did the best they could, you know what I'm saying? And once again, like, the system we've been like put in is designed to set most of us up for failure, a life of complacency and servitude. Like, that's just what it is. So if I could do it all again, I would do it different. And like, it's funny because like, I mean, growing up, my parents were super religious and I had to go because, you know, you go. And like now I wouldn't call myself religious, but on the cool tip, I do find myself hoping like, hey, hopefully at least, you know what I'm saying? I ain't worried about heaven and hell, but at least give me reincarnation, bro. You know what I'm saying? And at least I live decently enough, you know what I'm saying? I bump up a little bit. But if I could do it differently, or if I could do it all over again, I should say I'd do it differently. Like, not like the experiences I have with like friends and stuff. Not talking about that stuff. Like, that stuff's cool. I wouldn't even care about the backstabbing and stuff. Like, people gonna be people. But like, I would chill out like on the amount of partying I did from 19 to 25. I wouldn't do any partying like before. Honestly, bro, I wouldn't do any partying until I got to like 28. Like, I would try my best. And I want to say that's it, but that's not it. Like, I'd be less polite and like let less stuff slide. You know what I'm saying? I'd let less people make it. I would swing first in more of the altercations that I've been in. And I probably would have swung on some people that I didn't swing on that didn't blow up into altercations. And not like to be a bad guy or anything like that. Like, I'm not trying to be like, oh, I'm that dude. I'm not that guy, bro. Like, I'm not about that life at all. But those situations, like, and those experiences, when you go through them, they teach you how to carry yourself in a way where you don't have to worry about life like screwing with you. You don't go out of your way to screw anybody over, but you're not going to let somebody screw you over. And that's what it's about. So, like, if you are, like, if you're younger, I'd say if you're like, so if you are listening, say you're younger than like 15 and you listen to this, like, what would I do? I would get that little first high school job. Number one, I'd try and test out of high school, man. Like, honestly. Like, all the internet is, like, you can learn anything you want to on the internet now. Only problem is you ain't got a piece of paper with it. But now you got people that's like, bro, just show me, like, what you done built, and they'll hire you anyway. So, like, if I could, I'd test out of high school. But, like, say you can't get out of high school, I get that little high school job or whatever, and that first paycheck I get, save, like, 95% of my paycheck, bro. And not just the first paycheck. I mean, like, every paycheck. Because, like, what do you need in high school? You could argue maybe a car. But if you need a car, save up to like 10 grand first. Take half of that, you know what I'm saying, your little 5 grand, and put it as a down payment on something decent. Don't go too crazy. Get you a little Kia or something. I don't know. Like, then, while you pay on your car, build that account back up to 10 grand. You get that little account back up to 10 grand. Like, oh, and it should be a HISA. I have to say that. It gotta be a HISA. Like a high yield savings account. Once you get that 10 grand in there, open you up a brokerage account. Like, I know I've seen memes of like kids like throwing racks on Robinhood and stuff. So like, I know y'all know how to do that. Like, I would get me a brokerage account. I'd invest. I wouldn't be trying to day trade at all. Like, learn about the market. I believe there's popular day traders out there that have become successful, and not like by selling a course, but like I've seen dudes like run up a check You know what I'm saying? Trading live. It's out there. Ain't really my style. I'm not gonna offer any advice on it. But I do know how to pick good stocks, like to hold for dividends and stuff. It's pharmaceutical companies, tobacco companies, defense contractors, like all that corporate stuff that you believe is evil, and they are doing evil. Like the world is being destroyed, but hey, you gotta play the game to like change the game, or you won't let the game play you. And personally, like I'm tired of being played, and that's it, bro. I think that's it. Like I think I need to make a change, and I don't have a choice. I have to make a change. So here's to a better me. And if you going through it, you know what I'm saying, you got something going on, no matter your color, the religion of your mother, where you from, or what makes you go, keep your head up, bro. And we don't all have to agree on everything, but we need to learn how to tolerate each other. Like, that's the biggest thing. Like, look at where we're heading as a society. Like, pretty soon one person probably gonna own everything. Like, that's just going to be what it's going to be. Like, automation is the future, and it's the solution. Because it will allow all of us to be, like, doing whatever it is we want to do. The thing is, we have to be able to understand that when we see each other, we're not all going to agree, like, eye to eye, or see eye to eye. And we need to let each other be. We need to learn how to live and let live. That's what it boils down to. Like, everything will work out if we do that. I really needed that. Holy crap. I did not think that was going to be that long. Well, if you stuck around for all this and you enjoyed it, or you want to hear about something specific, like, let me know. I kind of want to do this again now. If it gets interesting enough, I might. But like I said, this is me like thinking through like a lot of stuff I've been carrying around, bro. And it's been building up. And I had to get it off my chest. Like, I don't want to do something stupid. And like, the longer nothing changes for you, like humans do things that are a detriment to themselves. So like, this is just me like, I don't know, clinging on to my last shred of sanity and humanity, bro. Venting into the void. I don't want to drown myself in vanity, bro. I hope you enjoyed the video. You know what I'm saying? It's just practice. It's digital art practice. I prefer traditional, so I don't usually do digital, but like trying to keep up with the times. So that's all. Appreciate the people near and dear to you. Just try and do a good deed for the day. And like, I say that, but I can't think of any selfless act I did today. So now I gotta hold myself to that. Anyway, be better. Out.